Okay, so we are here at Six Flags Darien Lake for opening weekend. It is a Sunday, but I mean, it's still opening weekend. But anyway, I've heard there's a lot of cool stuff this season. Most notably, Predator does have a lot of new Titan track this year, so I can't wait to experience that. That will be very cool. So let's get into the park. So just walking in, I noticed that instead of the Go Fast Pass, they now have Fast Lane here like all the other Six Flags parks. That's pretty cool, because this one, most Six Flags parks had this Flash Pass, and this one is always different, so I guess they're kind of just making it similar to the rest of the parks in the chain. Okay, so as you can see here, it looks like they're doing something with this fountain. It's drained, and there's all these like, it says, "Pardon our dust, changes in progress." So yeah, I don't really know what they're doing, probably just making it look new again, I guess. I do notice, I think, I might be wrong, but I think the Emporium logo looks a little bit different. I'm gonna have to look at an old picture. Okay. Really excited to ride Predator. Heard they did from like the bottom of the first drop to the first turnaround, so that will be very cool. Everything here looks pretty much the same, but I mean, it didn't really need to be updated. I do notice they have planted some trees here, which were not here last year. So if you notice, this year they actually are running the blue train again. Last year they were running the purple train, so I think it's actually a different train, unless maybe they painted it, but I'm pretty sure it is a different train. So I just got off of Predator here, and that was really good. That was definitely better than last season. And the craziest part is it's pretty early in the morning, and I was stapled. And it was still the best ride I've ever had on it. This year, that Titan track, it definitely helped a lot. They put at the bottom of the first drop in the first hill. That hill gives much stronger airtime now than it used to. It used to be like good floater. Now it's like almost ejector, and it's still not even fully warmed up yet. Predator is even better this year.
Predator really is so much better this year. I ended up getting 2 more rides, one in the back and one in the front, and I got a lot more airtime room than I did on my first ride. Something I notice as it runs faster each year is that Predator actually has pretty good positive Gs, especially on the first 2 valleys, but the main thing is still the airtime, and it gets even stronger this year. Most notably on the first Camelback, which now has sustained floater for most of it, and now ejector on the entrance and exit. And elements like the death turn and 2 hills after now have actually good ejector airtime, when before it was mostly weaker ejector. Another thing that's very under talked about with Predator is the laterals. You get completely pinned to the side of the train so much on all of the turnarounds. And even though it's as smooth as any other steel coaster now, there's still just something about it that feels like a wooden roller coaster. Maybe it's the trains, or maybe even the way the layout's designed. But either way, I'm happy that Darien Lake is consistently investing in this coaster to make it as good as possible.
So this year they are finally running the red train on Ride of Steel, as you can see in there. I haven't experienced it yet, but I will soon. Something I do notice is that the blue train is in pieces in the storage area. I don't really know what's going on with it. I know they keep saying they want to run 2 trains, but I don't know if we're going to see that this year. Hopefully we do, but maybe next year. Okay, so I just got off of my second ride of the day in the front row. That was definitely better than my first ride, because I do like the front more than the back. But I feel like it's a little bit smoother this year, maybe because maybe it's because of the red train. But it definitely does feel faster compared to other opening days, so that's very good.
Even though I do think that Ride of Steel is the second best roller coaster in the park after Predator now, it's still a very good and unique coaster. Especially in the front, where you get a really good sense of speed, and crazy ejector airtime going into the second camelback. But after Ride of Steel, I noticed that Tantrum had a pretty short wait, so I rode it next. It's a very good supporting coaster to the park after the top two, and it has really good positive Gs, which complement the airtime focused top two. I was gonna try to ride Mind Racer, but it was only running one train like usual, and had what was probably an hour-long line or more. And I don't exactly love this coaster, so I really didn't want to wait an hour for a not-so-good ride experience. The only other rides I did were Lasso, and I tried to do Sky Screamer, but it was closed right before I could ride it. Which leads to my biggest problem with how opening weekend went. There were a lot of roller coasters and other rides closed. I witnessed Moto Coaster, Boomerang, and Viper closed. Moto Coaster was testing all day, and I heard that they were doing ride operator training, but I don't really know why the other two were closed. It definitely was pretty disappointing to not be able to ride Moto Coaster, because it's probably either my third or fourth favorite in the park with its really punchy launch, but it's also not too unusual for it to be closed. And if you think this is bad, I heard that Friday, May 15th was even worse, where around 5 to 6 of the 8 roller coasters were closed, along with many other flat rides. I understand that it's opening weekend, so nothing will be perfect, but I just hope that they fix this for the rest of the season, and it doesn't become a reoccurring problem. Another thing that's new this year that I didn't like even more is that they rearranged some of the entrances and exits for the camping and hotel guests. Usually this wouldn't be a problem for people like me who don't stay on site, but this is the main way to access the big lake, which has great views of Ride of Steel and Predator. It's also just nice and relaxing to go to in the middle of the day, because it's really never busy. In the past years, there are 3 areas to get there and back. One park exit only section by Moto Coaster, another exit by Boomerang, and one re-entry and exit area in between Boomerang and Predator. But now they moved the re-entry location to all the way over past Moto Coaster, and then they got rid of the 2 exit areas. This means that you can no longer exit and re-enter the park to get from Boomerang to Moto Coaster, which I don't think makes any sense at all. Hopefully this changes in the future. I guess for now we'll just have to walk a long way to Moto Coaster. Another thing I noticed is, like I said, Ride of Steel is finally running the red train this year. Except that's not really true. When Six Flags America closed, they brought one or both of Superman's trains to Darien Lake. And I can tell that this is one from Six Flags America, because if you look at the red train that sat there all summer in 2025, you can tell it was just like the blue train with no headrest. But this new red train has headrests, just like Superman Ride of Steel at Six Flags America did. So I don't know what this means for the red train from last year, because it wasn't anywhere to be found. The park also confirmed last year that it was completely new and had nothing to do with Six Flags America. So I really don't know why they would buy a brand new train just to not run it. It's even more confusing to see that the blue train from last year is also just in pieces. So I really have no idea what's going on, but it does seem like Ride of Steel kind of has 4 trains right now. I know that some parts of this video were kind of negative, but I still think that opening weekend went pretty well. I think the new Titan track on Predator is a huge improvement and outweighed any of the problems related to the coasters being closed and the park's confusing layout. So if you enjoyed this video, then please like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video.
Cracky.